Have you ever felt overlooked, dismissed, or taken for granted by someone you genuinely care about? You're not alone. Many people experience this, and may even tolerate disrespect and neglect from those who don't truly value them. It's easy to miss the signs when you're invested in a relationship, hoping for appreciation that never quite arrives. Yet, understanding these behaviors is essential for maintaining your self-worth and peace of mind. In this video, we'll reveal 7 common behaviors displayed by people who don't genuinely appreciate or respect you. These signs aren't just red flags, they're powerful insights that can help you take control and set boundaries. Learning to recognize these behaviors not only protects you from further disappointment, but also empowers you to surround yourself with truly fulfilling relationships. By acknowledging these patterns, you can make thoughtful choices about who deserves your time, energy, and care. Join us on this journey to better understand what it means to be valued and how you can stand firm in your worth. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insights on self-respect, healthy relationships, and living with purpose. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. 1. Disrespect. Disrespect is often a subtle yet clear signal that someone doesn't truly value you. It can show up in different forms, sometimes disguised as minor behaviors that seem harmless at first. Someone might interrupt you constantly, dismiss your thoughts, or even roll their eyes when you speak. While each instance may seem small on its own, together they build a pattern that signals a lack of regard for your opinions and feelings. This can be hurtful, especially when it comes from someone you care about or trust, as it gradually chips away at your self-confidence and sense of worth. In Stoic philosophy, disrespect is seen as an external event, something outside of our control. The Stoics believed that true peace and strength come from focusing on our internal response to these external events, rather than trying to control how others act. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet powerful idea reminds us that, while we can't always prevent others from behaving disrespectfully, we do have complete control over how we let it affect us. When you approach disrespect through a Stoic lens, you realize that others' actions don't define your worth. Stoicism teaches that your self-respect should be grounded in your values, not in how others perceive or treat you. Disrespect, then, becomes an opportunity to strengthen this internal self-respect. Instead of feeling diminished or hurt by someone's disregard, Stoic philosophy encourages you to see this as a chance to practice resilience, knowing that true self-worth is unshaken by external opinions. This doesn't mean you should tolerate mistreatment or allow others to walk over you. Stoic philosophy isn't about ignoring bad behavior. Rather, it's about recognizing that their disrespect is a reflection of their character, not yours. By responding calmly and setting boundaries when needed, you demonstrate self-respect without letting their actions undermine you. For example, if someone constantly interrupts you, calmly point it out, stating that you'd like to finish your thought. If they continue, it may be time to distance yourself from the relationship, prioritizing those who show genuine respect and appreciation. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to be mindful of the energy we allow into our lives. A Stoic would advise surrounding yourself with people who uplift and respect you, as opposed to those who drain your peace. Marcus Aurelius, another influential Stoic, wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." This doesn't mean being indifferent to others. Rather, it's about choosing to protect your inner peace by maintaining a strong sense of self-worth and setting clear boundaries. By practicing these Stoic principles, you can transform disrespectful encounters into moments of growth, reinforcing your resilience. Remember, others' actions do not define you. How you choose to respond does. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism and let it empower you to stand firm in your worth, regardless of how others may behave. 2. Constant criticism. One of the most insidious signs that someone doesn't truly value you is their tendency to constantly criticize you. This isn't constructive feedback meant to help you grow. Rather, it's a focus on your perceived flaws, often highlighting your mistakes or shortcomings without any positive guidance. People who engage in constant criticism aim to undermine your confidence, making you doubt your capabilities and self-worth. This behavior, over time, can leave you feeling insecure and hesitant to express yourself as you begin to internalize these negative comments. From a Stoic philosophy perspective, constant criticism is an external influence, something that, while it may impact us, is ultimately outside of our control. Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in how we react to these external forces, rather than trying to change or control them. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most revered thinkers, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea encourages us to understand that criticism reflects more about the critic than the person being criticized. When people focus only on pointing out your flaws, they often reveal their insecurities or a desire to control them rather than a genuine concern for your growth. Instead of letting constant criticism break down your self-confidence, Stoic philosophy advises using it as a tool for self-reflection and resilience. Ask yourself if there's any truth in the criticism, and if so, what you can learn from it. But don't let it define your worth. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-assessment and growth on your terms, not based on others' opinions. By choosing to evaluate yourself objectively, you can discern what feedback is helpful and what is simply an attempt to diminish your self-esteem. Imagine someone at work who always has something negative to say, whether it's about your work, your ideas, or even your mannerisms. Instead of internalizing their words, a Stoic approach would be to observe their behavior without letting it disturb your peace. Reflect on whether their criticism offers any genuine insight. If not, let it go. Stoic philosophy encourages us to remain calm and unbothered, understanding that our true value doesn't hinge on someone else's need to criticize. As Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, taught, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Similarly, those who constantly criticize often have a void within themselves, using criticism as a means to feel superior. When facing constant criticism, practice resilience by setting boundaries. Recognize that while constructive feedback can help you grow, incessant negativity is a reflection of the other person's insecurities. Stoicism teaches us to focus on self-improvement, not self-judgment based on others' words. Embracing this mindset allows you to grow on your terms, valuing your worth independently of external judgments. By internalizing these Stoic principles, you can transform criticism into a tool for strength. Stoic philosophy empowers you to see beyond the negativity of others, fostering self-respect and inner resilience. Choose to rise above criticism, using it to fortify your growth rather than undermine it. Remember, how others view you isn't a true reflection of who you are. It's how you view yourself and respond to challenges that define your character. 3. Ignoring your boundaries. One of the most telling signs that someone doesn't truly value you is when they consistently ignore your boundaries. Boundaries are there to protect your comfort, personal space, and emotional well-being. When someone disregards these limits, it's a clear indication that they lack respect for your needs. People who push past your boundaries may downplay your requests, insist on their way, or pressure you into uncomfortable situations. This behavior reflects a lack of understanding or appreciation for your individuality, treating you as an extension of their desires, rather than as an autonomous person with unique needs. According to Stoic philosophy, boundaries are crucial for maintaining inner peace. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from within, and that we must guard our mental and emotional states from external disturbances. Setting boundaries is a fundamental act of self-respect. As Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic, emphasized, the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do, only what you do. Stoicism encourages us to take control over our reactions and protect our inner peace by setting clear limits. When we respect our boundaries, we send a message to ourselves and others that we value our well-being. Establishing boundaries requires courage, especially with people who tend to overlook or challenge them. Yet, from a Stoic perspective, enforcing these limits is not an act of selfishness, but of wisdom and self-preservation. Stoicism teaches that self-respect is essential, and we must be willing to protect our peace, even if it means creating distance from those who continuously disregard our boundaries. By drawing these lines, you're not only respecting yourself, but also embodying a core tenet of Stoic philosophy, choosing to engage in relationships that support your values and well-being, rather than those that undermine them. Imagine a friend who frequently ignores your boundaries. Perhaps they expect you to drop everything whenever they need help, or they continuously make decisions for you without considering your opinion. This constant disregard for your limits is a sign of their lack of respect. A Stoic approach here would be to calmly but firmly reinforce your boundaries. Communicate your needs clearly, and if they continue to overstep, remember that distancing yourself is sometimes the most respectful thing you can do for your peace. As Epictetus taught, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. This includes adorning yourself with boundaries that reflect your self-worth. Creating and maintaining boundaries allows you to foster relationships that are supportive, respectful, and nourishing. In Stoicism, these relationships serve as a foundation for a balanced life. Rather than feeling guilty for setting limits, Stoic philosophy encourages you to embrace boundaries as a sign of self-respect. When you prioritize your inner tranquility and protect your space, you create an environment where true, meaningful connections can flourish. Stoic philosophy reminds us that we are responsible for our inner state, not for changing the actions of others. Choose relationships that honor your boundaries, for these will be the ones that contribute positively to your life. Stand firm in your values and let your boundaries serve as a shield, preserving the tranquility and self-worth that Stoicism teaches. Remember, the people who truly value you will respect the limits you set because they value the person within them. 4. Using you only when it's convenient. One of the clearest signs that someone doesn't truly value you is when they only reach out when they need something. This behavior shows that they're more interested in what you can provide rather than who you are as a person. These individuals often take advantage of your kindness, generosity, and willingness to help. It's frustrating and hurtful, especially when you realize that, outside of their needs, they rarely make an effort to connect or show genuine interest in your life. In Stoic philosophy, relationships should be based on mutual respect and reciprocity, not convenience. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote that true friendship is a bond that goes beyond mere utility. It values the person, not just their utility. Stoicism teaches us to see through these superficial relationships, recognizing that our worth isn't defined by how useful we are to others. In a truly reciprocal connection, people value each other for who they are, not for what they can gain. When you're constantly giving without receiving, it's not a genuine friendship. It's a one-sided arrangement that drains your energy and emotions. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-respect and boundaries. When you notice someone only reaching out when they need something, it's an opportunity to assess the relationship and realign your expectations. According to Stoic philosophy, our goal is to cultivate connections that support our values and growth. Marcus Aurelius, another prominent Stoic, taught us the importance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and respect us. This approach helps us build meaningful, balanced relationships that enhance our well-being rather than deplete it. Imagine a friend or colleague who only calls when they need a favor, whether it's help with a project, borrowing something, or simply seeking advice in a moment of crisis. Outside of these times, they're absent. There's no effort to check in, no reciprocation, and no genuine interest in your life. Stoicism would advise you to step back and view this behavior with clarity. Recognize that while it's natural to want to help, your kindness shouldn't be exploited. By understanding that true friends value your presence as much as they value your help, you can make healthier choices about whom to invest your time and energy in. Setting boundaries with people who only value you for their convenience is a form of self-respect. Stoic philosophy reminds us that we have control over our actions and choices, not over the behavior of others. When we prioritize our inner peace and self-worth, we protect ourselves from being used by those who don't genuinely care. As Epictetus said, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. By recognizing your values and choosing mutually supportive relationships, you embody the Stoic principle of aligning your actions with your values. If you find that someone only values you when it's convenient, consider creating distance or redefining the terms of the relationship. Stoicism encourages us to build connections that bring balance, positivity, and respect into our lives. By focusing on relationships where there's a genuine exchange of care and support, you'll foster a community that respects you for who you are, not just what you offer. Embrace the wisdom of Stoic philosophy and let it guide you toward relationships that are truly worthy of your time and energy. 5. Dismissing your achievements. One of the more subtle yet impactful behaviors of people who don't value you is their tendency to downplay or ignore your accomplishments. When you achieve something meaningful, they may respond with indifference, offer half-hearted congratulations, or even try to diminish your success. This behavior can be discouraging, especially when it comes from people you expect to support and celebrate you. Often, this dismissal stems from jealousy or insecurity, as they may feel threatened by your success and attempt to belittle it to maintain their sense of superiority. Stoic philosophy provides a powerful perspective on dealing with this behavior. Stoicism teaches that true satisfaction should come from within, not from external validation. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic thinker, encouraged finding strength in our values and actions rather than relying on praise or acknowledgement from others. According to Stoic principles, achievements lose their meaning when they are solely dependent on external approval. Instead, the Stoics believed that we should measure success by how well we align with our values and goals, not by how others react. When someone dismisses your achievements, consider it an opportunity to practice Stoic self-reliance. Instead of feeling hurt or devalued, remind yourself that your worth doesn't depend on others' recognition. Stoicism teaches us to focus on internal validation, finding joy and pride in the fact that we pursued something important to us, regardless of whether others acknowledge it. This approach builds resilience, allowing you to remain content and proud of your accomplishments, irrespective of others' reactions. Picture a scenario where you've worked hard on a project only to have someone close to you downplay it or dismiss it as trivial. Instead of letting their response diminish your pride, Stoic philosophy would guide you to celebrate your efforts privately. Recognize the discipline, perseverance, and dedication you put into the achievement. As Marcus Aurelius advised, take joy in the virtues and values you embodied in reaching this milestone, rather than in the fleeting approval of others. By doing so, you cultivate an inner strength that can't be shaken by external opinions. This Stoic approach also helps you manage future interactions with people who consistently dismiss your accomplishments. Recognize their behavior as a reflection of their insecurities rather than a measure of their worth. Distancing yourself from such influences or setting boundaries can protect your well-being and reinforce the importance of self-validation. Epictetus emphasized that we should focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, rather than trying to control how others perceive us. In embracing Stoic philosophy, you're reminded that achievements are most valuable when they contribute to your personal growth, fulfillment, and alignment with your values. Rather than seeking approval from those who may never genuinely appreciate you, celebrate your successes internally. True resilience lies in valuing yourself without relying on external praise. Let Stoicism guide you in finding pride and satisfaction within, so that no one can diminish your sense of accomplishment. By practicing this self-reliance, you'll develop an unshakable confidence that honors your achievements, regardless of others' reactions. 6. Not being there in times of need. One of the most painful signs that someone doesn't value you is their absence during challenging times. True friends and those who genuinely care about you don't disappear when you face hardship. Instead, they step up, offering support and understanding. However, when someone only enjoys your company during the good times and vanishes when things get tough, it reveals a lack of true appreciation for you as a person. This behavior can be deeply disheartening, making you feel alone and questioning the sincerity of the relationship. In Stoic philosophy, adversity is viewed as a valuable test that reveals the strength of our relationships. Stoic thinker Epictetus taught that challenges are a natural part of life and that they often reveal who truly stands by us. When someone is absent in times of need, rather than feeling abandoned, Stoicism encourages us to see it as a moment to build resilience and reinforce our reliance on inner strength. By recognizing this behavior, you gain the clarity needed to surround yourself with those who genuinely care, instead of people who bring fleeting or conditional support. According to Stoic principles, self-reliance is one of the highest virtues. While we all appreciate support from others, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate inner strength and not depend solely on external comfort. Marcus Aurelius, another renowned Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of fortifying oneself, stating, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This philosophy encourages you to become your source of stability and peace, finding strength from within even when others aren't present. Imagine you're facing a difficult situation, a health issue, financial setback, or personal loss, and a friend or family member whom you've always supported is nowhere to be found. Instead of feeling hurt, a Stoic approach would be to take a step back and assess the relationship's value. Perhaps this is an opportunity to realign yourself with those who reciprocate care and empathy, individuals who stand by you not only when it's convenient, but also in difficult times. Recognizing that their absence speaks more to their character than to your worth helps you keep perspective. Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-worth isn't determined by the presence or absence of others, but by the strength of our values. When you experience someone's absence in a time of need, view it as an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. Stoicism reminds us that while companionship is wonderful, true strength lies in cultivating our emotional independence. Choose to view these moments as a chance to surround yourself with people who genuinely care. And don't be afraid to create distance from those who only appear when life is easy. By embracing Stoic philosophy, you learn to protect your inner peace and align your relationships with those who add genuine value. When you face hardship, the people who remain by your side are the ones who truly matter. Epictetus reminded us that challenges not only test us, but reveal who stands with us through thick and thin. Use these moments to reinforce your inner strength and seek out connections that are built on trust, loyalty, and mutual respect. 7. Emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is a common tactic used by people who don't respect you or your boundaries. Manipulative individuals try to control your emotions, often making you feel guilty or responsible for their problems. They may twist your words, play the victim, or use subtle guilt trips to make you feel obligated to meet their needs. This behavior is not only emotionally draining, but also reveals a profound lack of respect for your feelings and personal space. Over time, emotional manipulation can undermine your confidence, making you question your worth and doubting your instincts. In Stoic philosophy, emotional manipulation is recognized as an external force that we don't have to allow into our inner world. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control how we respond to them. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's most influential figures, emphasized that people are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. This insight reminds us that manipulation only affects us if we let it. By recognizing manipulation for what it is, a tactic to control our reactions, we can detach ourselves from these emotional games and protect our well-being. According to Stoic philosophy, your peace and emotional stability are your responsibility. Instead of reacting to a manipulator's tactics, Stoicism encourages you to pause, reflect, and respond with intention. Manipulators thrive on your emotional reactions. They feed off your guilt, worry, and confusion. By staying calm and aware, you remove the fuel that powers your manipulation. Stoicism teaches that self-mastery is achieved by maintaining control over your emotions and reactions, regardless of external pressures. When faced with manipulation, a Stoic response would be to acknowledge the tactic, but refuse to engage emotionally. Imagine a scenario where someone close to you constantly makes you feel guilty for prioritizing your own needs. They might say things like, "If you cared, you'd do this for me," or "You're the only person I can rely on." These comments can pull at your emotions, but with a Stoic approach, you learn to recognize this manipulation without letting it sway you. Set clear boundaries, reinforce them calmly, and don't let yourself be drawn into their emotional web. This doesn't mean cutting off empathy or compassion. Rather, it means understanding that true respect requires mutual boundaries, not emotional coercion. Stoic philosophy provides a powerful framework for handling manipulation by emphasizing inner resilience. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that we must choose not to be harmed, and we won't feel harmed. This mindset reminds us that others' manipulative tactics are external actions. Our reaction is fully within our control. Instead of allowing guilt or obligation to dictate your response, choose to act in alignment with your values and protect your peace. If you encounter emotional manipulation regularly, Stoicism encourages distancing yourself or minimizing interactions with those who don't respect your boundaries. Remember, self-respect and peace are cultivated from within. Manipulators seek control, but with Stoic awareness, you have the power to break free from their influence. Use Stoicism to recognize manipulation and keep your emotional center strong, focusing on relationships that foster mutual respect and understanding. In embracing Stoic philosophy, you're empowered to view emotional manipulation as a test of your inner strength. Manipulators may attempt to destabilize you, but with Stoic resilience, you remain grounded, aware, and at peace. Ultimately, your well-being is your responsibility, and Stoicism gives you the tools to protect it, helping you rise above manipulation and maintain control over your emotions and reactions. Thank you for joining us in exploring the 7 behaviors of people who don't value you. Recognizing these behaviors is more than just identifying those who may not have your best interests at heart. It's about learning to value yourself and setting boundaries that protect your peace. You don't need anyone's validation to feel worthy. Your self-worth comes from within. Embrace the principles of Stoic philosophy and choose relationships that bring positivity and balance into your life, rather than those that drain your energy. If you're ready to walk this path of self-respect and resilience, comment below with, "I choose self-respect." Let's build a community grounded in support and mutual growth here at Stoic Narratives. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe to Stoic Narratives, and hit the bell icon for more insights on living with purpose and self-worth. Join us on this journey of inner strength, and we'll see you in the next video.